perspective for. So you walk down the street, you ain't got to worry about the cops, you ain't got to worry about too much things. Now I ain't gonna lie, some people Japanese guys jump on black guys out here, if they get real upset, if the guys get out of hand and stuff like that, they jump on each other too, it's the whole thing out here. What's good about Japan is that there's no violence like it is in the States. People go to the States and everybody just huddle up in their own little groups and stuff, and the schools are all fucked up and stuff, and if you're rich then you get to do this, you get to do that, and Japanese people keep their little culture and everybody keeps their little cultures and stuff like that. But when you go to their countries, to these other countries and stuff, and you look and you're like, wow, okay, it's cool, but that's all it is. It's just cool and stuff. But you think about America, you're like, wow, I wish we can have this kind of peace and stuff in America. But sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. But oh, that looked like the police in front of me. Oh no tinted windows, so no cops. But I don't know. It's interesting living out here. It really is interesting. But like I said, I talk about I was in the sushi place one day and I went and sat down, and when I eat and stuff, well, nothing on there, so it looked like they probably cops, or he's a construction guy and he's on the phone. I sit down in the restaurant and this one old man, he sat next to me, and I think I said this before, and he just started talking to me. We talking and stuff, what's going on and stuff, and then I just asked him, after I lived in Wakayama for about 6 months, and I said, what do you guys do out here, in Wakayama? And I'm not talking about for fun or nothing, I just asked, what do you do, when you're not at work? And he just sat there, he's drinking his sushi and eating his sushi and drinking his drink. And he said, all I think about is making money and sex in that order. And I'm like, huh? And he talking in Japanese. And he said, yeah, that's all. He said, there's nothing else to do out here, in the country. You just work, make your money. After you finish work, you got to get rid of that stress. And, they have sex and stuff, or they go to their snack bars and stuff. And I mean, Japan is famous for a lot of that stuff that maybe you guys never heard of, but a lot of people search on the net, and that stuff is all on the net about what Japan is about. I mean, I'm just talking and stuff, but this stuff is locked on the net. How it is out here, and they have the beauty of Japan, and their technologies and stuff, and their cultures and stuff, and all of that stuff. But Western television influenced them. Black music influenced them, our dress influenced them, influenced everyone, and they got their own cultures and stuff. I mean, like the samurai thing, but the first guy that been introduced to that samurai, he was black. I forget his name. Oh man, I can't think of his name. But he was the first, he the one that started all that samurai stuff. And in Japan out here, I like these Yakuzas, they supposed to be the samurai clan and stuff. And they just straight up said, and then for the, one of them, or some Japanese person told me, he said, hey, we're black, and they told me that, we're black. The girls, they say that same thing too. We're black, and not all of them, but it's quite a few of them that come up and say that, and they say we love black people, we black people too. And I mean, it's a trip, because you could be in a restaurant or you could be on a train or something, and somebody just look up to you and go, hey, how you doing, what's your name, blah blah, and they might be speaking in Japanese or in English, whatever, and they say we love black people, don't worry, Japan loves you and stuff like that. And you get these messages, and it's nothing about sex, it's nothing about sex, it's just, they reaching out and saying, hey, we have a culture. Japan, it was black people are definitely ingrained in our culture, in our history. That black man, he started the samurais. Through him, samurais were started and stuff, and it's ingrained, and maybe people know about him, maybe they don't know he was black and stuff like that, but in Japan, they don't have racism out here, You know, they don't have. I mean, they got their discrimination, but they don't have it by the color and stuff. Maybe somewhere along the line, some white people say, "Oh, maybe it's best not to tell uh, people, young Japanese people, that the first samurai and that guy who pretty much formed Japan and all of that stuff in the old days, and you know, you shouldn't tell everybody that he's black, you know, and all that stuff." Maybe some white people came and told him that, or maybe some Japanese told him that, or maybe they said, you know, well, who gives a fuck what color he is? You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't have to say it. So what? Why? I mean, really, why do they have to say it? They just blah blah blah. And he has a temple out here that's called he got his temple out here. I forget the name of it, but you know, people, and a lot of people go there, and maybe they got his picture there. I'm gonna go check it out. Hopefully they got a picture of him there, you know. And if they don't, you know, his family's still out here, you know. And there's a lot of black people that's influencing Japan, you know. But you gotta remember, back in those days, Japan wasn't a country as it is now. Everyone was doing their own thing. They had their own clans, and everybody's fighting and killing each other and stuff like that, you know. And once the Europeans came over, you know, a lot of things changed, you know. When they went down to Okinawa, and you know, the Okinawans said they slaughtered their men, but Japanese people saying, you know, it's funny, you know, Okinawa was saying that they slaughtered men, and Japanese people saying we didn't do that, and that's not true, and you know, and it's all kinds of stuff going on out here, you know. But I'm not here to talk about all that stuff. All I'm just saying is that from my perspective, this is what it is. I could talk about the temples all day long, but they pretty much are all the same, you know, to me. But they got their history behind them, and I don't know all the history. Like, I went to Kawazan, and Kawazan, not Kawazan. It's a Takayama Santa Ko. I can't think, man. It's like Kozan, something san. I forget. But what it is a big. It's like a big cemetery, and they got their war there. I mean, like they, you know, their heroes and stuff up there, and they got it's a trip, you know. You just need to go and check it out. It's really beautiful. And it's huge, and they got the temples up there, and you know, Koyazan, I think it is, and it's beautiful, you know. And you know, it's nice, and you go into one part, you know, they talk about the history of this one guy. He went to some shogun or something like that and asked, he wanted can he I forgot this actually story, but I think maybe I'm not even gonna say it because I might screw it up. You guys, it's Koyazan, Koyazan, Koyosan, and you read about it. It's very interesting. I was up there once or twice. I went up there. I'm gonna go up there again too. I want to really check it out some more and stuff. But you know, they got temples all around Japan, and they all got their history and stuff. And you know, you look at these temples, and you know, and you think, oh, it's just so beautiful. But those temples, it's life. You know, those were governments and stuff. You know, people were in there dying and stuff, and killing and making rules and stuff. You know, and you know, I mean, you know, it's like I went to Hawaii, and they doing a hula dance. You know, you got these white people sitting in the front. You know, and I was the only black guy there, and they doing a hula dance, and after the hula dance, everybody start clapping and stuff, and I'm thinking to myself, these stupid white people, they so stupid, they don't know nothing about nobody's history, and I mean, I didn't even really know about it, but I do know one thing, that a dance isn't for, I know one thing, that like they dances, they're war dances and stuff, you know, and the hula dance, I didn't really know too much about it, but I'm just thinking, you know, for the men to be doing that dancing and stuff like that, you know, it got to be something. I don't think it was just purely entertainment, you know, so I didn't clap, and you know, I'm thinking, you know, why these motherfuckers clapping? They so fucking stupid and shit. And then the announcer said, what are you guys clapping for? Don't clap, this is a war dance. People do this dance, and they go off and fight, and people get killed. It's not a happy sensation. It's just, I guess it was just, you know, something they do to get them pumped up, and you know, they pray to their gods and stuff like that, and you know, things like that, you know, and everybody just stopped clapping, you know. And then they all looked at me because I didn't clap, you know what I'm saying? And then one of them